Okay, so there's going to pick out card. Correct. That's also correct. Last. There should be one double. And they both were. But, okay. That is okay. So that's, well, not correct. They are corrupted, which we no longer meanie. pairs of evens. Stretch. Guess that could be true. They're the puppet. Okay, if there's two pairs of evens, the fortune teller. Not corrupt. Potential for a doppelganger. That's up. They're likely then poisoned. Does confirm. And that would also be so one of the slayers. Lurker? Yes. Like Doctor. Anyway, this is correct. Correct. They're poisoned, so it's hard to say. So, there doesn't matter. They are the corrupted one. But the poisoner pairs of evil. Okay, so doppelganger confessor. Uh, and then the puppet. For the knit. That one is good. Poisoner is not one card away from full. Are two pairs of Oh, Oracle is poisoner. Cat is poison. Three or eight. One of. For them to be lying, seven lying. Is possible. No. Then one of them still has to be lying. So Bard can't be lying. Field Dreamer. Here's a bomb. Corrupted. Possible? pair of evil. Okay. We just kill. How long have I been mute? Guess I've clicked it a couple of times instead of one. Oops. One pair of evil with the wretch that's possible. The knitter can't be evil. They would be speaking the truth. Um, Knight could be. Add up with. So they are possible. Hunter. Not really. Then the medium would have to be flying. Also can't be. So it is either the knight or the scout. I'll go with scout. Which I just realized I should have gone with knight because if it's wrong, I wouldn't have been able to kill him anyway. No corrupted characters. Fine. One pair of evil. Two is good. Four is good. Guild Dreamer. 4 or 7 is okay. 4 is good. And there's no corruption. Only one pair of evil. And we know that the puppeteer has succeeded, so that's the pair. The rest need to all be separate. Which tells me this is yes, 4. As good. So puppet, puppeteer. Okay. Is possible. have to mean the bishop is the case. Whether they are evil. One of the big. Which effectively tells me that the Titans and the Oracle have to be. They both refer. Well, they could be corrupted. I don't know. I don't know what marker to put on for that. But they're not evil. Since we know the outcasts, you know this is also I'm going to believe that that's the book. That's the puka. Closest evil is clockwise. No, equidistant is bishop. And since this is a lie, that can't be the puppet. Okay, and then we're looking for a basic lie. Tell me, puppet, is the Slayer evil? Yes. Zero corruptions. Okay. No evil. Original Baker. Hunter. Okay, so they were evil. Don't know what they were. I just realized he could be the could be. This is a lie. There's no corruption. Okay, so that's the puppet. Shame 10 would have still told me a truth. Original Baker seems possible. Doppelganger. Tells me it's a like Doctor. No, it is a doppelganger. Or the druid has to be lying, which is also possible. Here, okay. Oh, I guess that's the witch. Oh, Double knight. No doppelganger. There is a drunk. Drunk knight. Okay. Spa is too close, which would suggest the baker. Wouldn't add up with the lighten. The enlightened can't be equal because then they would be. Hello. Bar is too close. Evil. No, because no further corruption. So the scout effectively has. Jester. Scout. Two corruption. Seems unlikely. Was an alchemist. That makes the alchemist claim even more dubious. Yet another jester. A confessor. Um, one of the jesters at least is evil. I am actually. Hey, there's a plague doctor. Baker could be corrupt. Or is evil priest corrupt? Okay, that seems to add up. Twin minion is 3 cards away from. Is that possible? They would have to. 6 would have to be possible. Let's have the gestures has 3 characters that are good. There is one evil. Okay, so they're lying. They are speaking truth. There is still a corrupted character out there because it could be 8. We know one of the gestures has to be evil. And if there's one speaking the truth, that one has to be evil. Which tells me that 8 is poisoned. because this one is speaking. Win minion now can't be 3 cards away. And 6 is also speaking the truth. So the scout has to be evil. Puppeteer did work. So it's not sandwiched between other liars. One is good. Okay, well, I know that to be true. Another judge. Okay, so that means there is a doppelganger. Which means Bombardier is evil. At least one of the judges is. I guess I can. Truth. Lying. Okay, well, one of those is a puppet. Could be Lilith. Well, shouldn't be corruption. There's one away from closest evil. Well, we know that to be true. Check. Considering this is doppelganger, the gem crafter has bigger odds of the puppet. Yeah. Successful there. 0 corruptions. Okay. Lower chance of the puppeteer being around here, although he could also just be. No, he can't be corrupted. Well, we know the because of the alchemist that the knight is not corrupted, so may as well stab them. Oh wait, no, could have still been the drunk. Well, knowing that he's good, and the drunk does not copy good players. They always try to copy someone that it's not in the game. This has to be. That's the poisoner. Could have stabbed with. Yes, this here. It's another slave. Okay. Kill each other? No. Although you might be. That's a puppeteer. Means the alchemist could be the puppet. Flying wood that's corrupted. Oh no, fruit is just no outcasts. Okay, so that's the bombardier. Out. Okay, they back each other up. So that could mean that he poisoned. You do believe one of you yourself. If you were evil, count yourself as corrupted. Wait, no. Okay, fair. Both list Lake Dog. Only one that they've got in common. Plague Doctor has to be because for it to be evil, they would need to be doppelgangers. Then they would need to point at each other. We know the Plague Doctor, which does mean that each one of them is good, so the fortune teller isn't corrupted. It buys away from close. Could be not corrupt. They can't both be evil. So that suggests he is the real scout. Doesn't mean he's not corrupted though. 3 evil. That's not possible, but I would expect them to be corrupted. So if this one is not evil, no, he is just corrupt. So we know that one's evil. That's poisoner, okay. Bah. You know that it's a real scout. Whether he's lying, he could still just be good. Uh, yeah. So it's Beamer should. Oh no, also corrupted. Oh no, I guess that's a shame. Druid, gem crafter, another gem crafter. That's a very blatant lie. You should say there's just no outcasts. Okay. Yep. Opinion on a villager. Okay. Was a baker. There's no corruption though. The doppelganger. Left side. Gem crafter on could be drunk. Which case there wouldn't. Okay. Okay. They could slay each other. But they're drunk. They're evil. Bombardier. One of those is evil. At least they say that the bombardier is. Yes, because we know it's one of them. Wonder says it's not too. Well, you say that's too. So that's straightforward. Cloudcasts. Real Bombardier. Also correct, which would suggest you are correct. Wrong. Could you pull? No. That would have to be fake Bombardier, which is wrong. It is here. So it's safer to kill the architect. Not a J. Here. Okay. Are they corrupted? No. There's a real plague doctor. Evils are not adjacent to each other. There's one card away from political, which is correct. Might mean you're the puppet, but 7 or 7 is. So that's just wrong. Plague. No corrupt characters, so correct. No corruption. Poet is also speaking the truth. Back that up. Okay, let's continue. 4 cards away. Oh, a little bit blatant, but might uh no evil. Could be corrupted. Original Baker was a baker. And it drew one of them is evil. Here I okay. That's Does that tell me anything? Not really. Because if this is the poisoner, it adds up. If this is the poisoner, this adds up. Normally I would get gotten information from there. The baker doesn't really help. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Death comes for me, though. Was a bishop. Possible with corruption? Too believable. We're either dealing with a drunk or a doppelganger. More likely, that is that hunter is lying. Or is a real judge. One card away from close. Guest. Architect. We don't have a doppelganger. So one of them is. So at least right side is not more. Not corrupt. Okay, so that's they were a medium. Is that a minion? Not. Okay, so they're speaking the truth. Original Baker does seem to be the truth. This is also the truth. That does not super add up. Oh wait, no, the medium could be corrupted. Medium was corrupted. Baker is corrupted. Yeah, so not Jason. Or away from possible. Okay, means both of the bards are speaking. That's doppelganger. Bishop speaks the truth. This bard is the doppelganger. Empress is lying. Which Hunter has to be speaking the truth. Here, okay. That's that's not true. Raman would do that. So if I ask Jester that these three are evil, they should both say so. Wretch. Zero corrupt. Good. Doppelganger wretch. Right side is more evil. That is correct. simply cannot be true. Possible? Okay, that would be how he register. Or minion drunk. Wait, no. This would be Reg would be close. I didn't get architect. Oh wait, no, it's not drunk. Reg. Drunk's 5? Yes. Original baker was a baker. I guess doppelganger. You're expecting it. And the fact that it didn't spread to anyone else. Oh no. Huh. It did it then. Or did it spread the baker? Which was then corrupt. Oh. Oh, they were lying about what they were. Possible? With a double. Now it's getting unlikely. Not Jason. Do we have corrupt play? No. There has to be both a doppelganger and the minion for this to work. So, stabby stabby knight. Okay. One twin minion. Which allows me to double check the streamers. Okay, so they're both good. And whichever fortune teller tells me there's not an evil one is the other minion. First real knight, it is. Evils are not adjacent to her. Could be. very quickly gonna go to the toilet. Uh, yeah, I'm still gonna do that. I'll be right back. I have returned. Ah, Wisner, which Bombardier, Fortune Teller, and evils are not adjacent. Is the Bombardier or are you evil? Okay. Here's a wretch. Okay, that's not true. Could be poisoned. them to be. No. Okay. No, the other characters don't seem to agree that there is a bomb here. Know this to be flying. Okay, so fake bomb means those two are speaking truth. There was either a doppelganger or a wretch over there. Neither of those are okay, which means 8 points. That's that's a lot of outcast. Fake doctor. Real doppelganger. There. That's the bar. That's not. Oh, wait, there's a bolt of 2 on this. So we would expect that many outcasts. Okay. Easy. There are no minions. That is true. Real confessor. Original baker. That doesn't add up. Professor would either have to be drunk or evil. We know you aren't. And the Oracle would be lying. So that's the drunk. Means. Oh, wait, no, that could be. Could be speaking. Unlikely. We know at least there's no evils. You're expecting a drunk and to corrupt. We know that the Oracle is. Was a random villager. Okay. Yeah, so drunk. Okay, so there's gonna be 3 outcasts. 2 or 3. Not corrupt. Sir? I was a bard. That's a lie. Wretch. A real plague doctor. We confirm that. Okay. One of you. Damn. You're 1 corrupt. Since there's only 1 source of corruption, at least one of them has. Both sides are fluid. There is a possibility for a drunk. You say there's no outcome. Say they're a real bard. Are you corrupted? 2 is equal 6 is corrupted. Does that add up? No. Eh. The medium is the chancellor. Brute could be the drunk. Alchemist could be base corrupt. So for this to be true, they would have to be the boss. Yeah? Cabbage? Cabbage. And you kill. Number 9. You can. What do you think of cabbage? do believe it's cabbage. Have to be a twin. So since they're not lying, puppeteer did off third one corruption. That's just not possible. Okay. Isn't villager. Okay. One evil, so we know they've already figured that out. They just confuse each other. That's left side, which is 2 cards away from close. So 4 or 7. Okay, so the knitter or the scout has to be lying because they're saying giving conflicting information. Try stabbing 4. Okay, well that's correct then. Scout can't be evil. They would be self-reporting. There's good. Neither of those could be corrupted. They could be corrupted themselves. Okay, so there's doppelganger, so we know there's no corruption, so part is evil. Possible. Do you back that claim up? There is a bombardier. Huh? Oh, they tried to stab the knight. There is a knight. 2 corruption. You are either corrupted or lying. One of them. Ooh, that's... We know this knight is real. Because let us try to kill it. I can also stab it. Is it wrong? That could have been. Lilies can't be that far. Have to be focusing. We're still looking for the Chancellor. Has to be next to the drunk. And Lily. This basically has to be. Okay. Nope. This is the Chancellor. This would then be either the wretched drunk. This then has to be. Is good. 6 the real architect. Both sides are equal. Doppelganger, drunk. Okay, so wretch. Honors. Both sides are equally equal. Ooh. Okay. So get drunk. Could also be our doppelganger. Both architects are saying the same thing. Um, I'm gonna go with the option that these are doppelgangers. Poet, Chancellor, and Titan is the bar. It's equidistant. Distant. Wretch. 8. You say 2 is good. That's blatant. The enlightened is proof. And we know that help be. So the bombardier at least is well, correct. The Empress couldn't be the Puka, because the hunter has to be corrupted. No, they just have to be the Puka. If they're corrupted, they wouldn't say one. And if they're speaking the truth, they wouldn't say one. Okay. Minion and a villager. That's a wretch. villagers. Well, we know that's not true. Okay, that's a risky click, but I was pretty confident. Um, One's good. Left side is more equal. There is a wretch. So 5 has to be evil. Double fortune teller is possible. 4 cards away from closest. So he says they're both on opposite side of the board. No character was affected by it. That is correct. And another jester. Okay, well, at least one of those 4 is the what does the fortune thing? Neither of you are. You believe this. Okay. So one of the jesters. Do you believe yourself? Easy. You say the witch is 4 cards away from close. If that is true, the Slayer should be able to kill them. Okay. The Puppeteer did go off. Villager minion lost. You're at least cursing. Exact same group. Wait. The doppelganger. Okay. Bombardier. 9 was affected by an evil. Oh, you're the puppet then. No. Just a lying poisoner. Couldn't have been the poisoned. I guess it could have. No, it couldn't have been the drunk either because we basically have a confirmed doppelganger. So that's quite a self-report. Uh, you couldn't kill the bomb. Okay. Guess you could be poisoned. Do you believe about the poisoner? You do believe it is a poisoner. Okay. Puppet. Okay, puppet. A bombardier. They're evil? Yeah. Okay, so that's truth. That's truth. Player or jester. So they're either corrupted or evil. So they'll always lie. But probably get the information out of this if he says 3. There's 2 evil. You always lie. No 2 of them. There has to be. Fortune teller is the knight or the empress. Yeah, that is true. There is corruption out there, so I shouldn't just stab the knight because that will end the game. Villager outcome. Right? Are you 70? False. There's an outcome. You're lighter or villager. Do we know you to speaking the truth? Hello. So thanks for the follow and light. Yeah, I've got no problem with people backseating in this game. It's chill anyway. I could. It would deal 2 damage, which is not significant to be fair. I guess I may as well. Okay, that's an extra knight. We expect at least 1 doppelganger. Yeah, so it doesn't significantly change anything because killing a non-knight would have still put me at a survivable amount, and killing a knight would have just killed me. So, yeah, 4 or 8 is effectively guaranteed to be evil because the bishop at least is pointing towards the bombardier, um, which can't be a villager. So one of them has to be evil, which with the poet means effectively nothing. But I guess it also just means that 1 or more. Or could I could have a little check with the fortune teller. The fortune teller does seem to be telling the truth. Do you believe them to be? They do, but they are not. Okay. I guess the fortune teller is evil. which does mean that the Empress and the Knight, which I checked first with them, are both good. So, at that point, we'd expect outcast, and Poet basically has to. Stab them, but this could have been the Plague Doctor. Yeah, it has to be evil. Yes, that's the doppelganger. Real Knight, Chris. Plague Doctor, Fortune Teller, Gem Crafter. They're backing each other up. Doesn't tell me much. Does the Plague Doctor reset? I know the Fortune Teller resets every now. Why may as well get some. Not sure if the Plague Doctor resets. Okay, well 8 is good. 2 away from corruptor. Not corrupted, according to the Plague Doctor. A second Fortune Teller, which is do it. There is a Plague Doctor. One card away. Maybe corrupt. I guess theoretically, if that is a fake Plague Doctor, if there's a real Plague Doctor and this is fake, but unlikely. Also, I could have double checked with the Fortune Teller again. Doesn't seem accurate. What does this Fortune Teller think of cards? Thinks they're both. Alright. Yeah, good. So they're saying true. So it is possible one of them is real and corrupted, and the other one is a doppelganger. It's also very possible that the fortune teller number 1 is evil. 1, 2, and 4. 4. That is possible. Close would be equidistant. So it would add up with the equidistant. Uh, 4, they would be lying, which would add up. We know 2 at least isn't corrupted if Black Doctor is there. For that to be true, this fortune teller would have to be the Chancellor. Uh, quick thinking, because there has to be 2 outcasts because of the Chancellor. For that to be true, this has to be the Wretch. Which um, could not be corrupted. In that case, the Bard would have to be the corrupted one. Um, it is possible. Basically, would rely on this fortune teller being 100% definitely the Chancellor, which is the one thing I can immediately check to confirm if it is. So it is now still possible. Well, we know the gem crafter at least is lying. Whether they're evil or not, we don't know. Uh, we do know one of the bards at least has to be evil. So it, there has to be the wretch, right? Yeah, the Black Doctor does in fact say that they're not evil. That's Lilith. Lilith and Chancellor, 4 or 7 evil. At which point the druid can't really, yeah, because the equidistant, so it has to. Village is wait, okay, so that's the doppelganger. So yeah, so 7 was in fact corrupt. But I guess that was the real oracle. Fortune teller, druid. There's stuff. Oh, it's just it just it was very weirdly placed. There's no corrupted characters. Which can be just in case. The druid. Okay, there's no outcasts there. You say there's no evil. Okay. The wretch doesn't get seen as an outcast by the druid. So that doesn't necessarily make them evil. You should see that as evil, which you don't. So you're at least lying. Which there is a wretch, which means the drunk is not here. So the fortune teller has to be has to be lying. They said neither 8 or 9 was evil, and we now know that 8 isn't evil. So 9 has to be evil. There are no corrupted characters, is true. Uh, 1 is good, is false, so yeah. I am dizzy. Possible poison. Probably evil. 1 or 3 is the poisoner, which says 7 is good. Says real confessor. Fortune teller. Player couldn't kill one. Guess they could also be evil. You say neither of them are evil. Yeah, probably. Okay, 2 empresses. 6 could have been the bombardier. Um, but it is very likely at least one of these has to be real confessor. Real confessor feels unlikely, but it is possible. In which case, one of these two has to be the poisoner. You believe that one of these is evil? You do. Uh, Most likely true. There is a possibility that 6 is the bombardier, because neither of them confirm themselves. One, 6, or 8. If both empresses are speaking the truth, one has to be evil. In which case you'd expect the medium to be evil or corrupted. They would both have to be evil, but that wouldn't explain the Slayer. If the Confessor is evil, the Slayer you would expect has to be corrupted, or also evil, which would not add up with the Empress information. In which case, uh, it also wouldn't work with the fortune teller saying 7 and 3. One of, I guess 3 could still, no. 7 would have to be evil. Which would mean the fortune teller wouldn't be able to speak the truth if they were evil, and the Slayer can't. So it does not seem to add up. say there is. There could. Just seems like a weird thing. I'll kill the confessor anyway. Okay, so the confessor is in fact just corrupt. Which fair assumption. So either the Oracle or the Empress has to be cool. The medium is speaking the truth. In which case we know that the gem crafter is speaking the truth. Because and is good because they're pointing out a Oracle has to be lying. Although actually 3 could still be the puppet. 2 effectively has to be so that is indeed the poisoner. Um Fortune teller is lying. That's Lilith. Now, one thing I am missing is that the puppeteer can't be there. So, considering one is already corrupted, and we do know that the puppeteer succeeded, it can't them. So they are pointing that out. It is possible if it's the Empress being the puppet. 9 is the puppet. 8 is the puppeteer. Yep, that's the only way this works. A wretch, but we're expecting 2. 2 or 4 as a witch. Okay. Interesting statement. 4 cards away from closest evil. That's. No, it is true that the wretch does count as evil, but that would mean there is no other evil in the game. So he either has to be corrupted or evil. So the Plague Doctor is saying he's not corrupted. The Bard is saying there is no corrupted character, which would only be true if that is the Bombardier. Well, okay. So that's the witch. Means the Oracle is lying, but is confirming themselves, and the Plague Doctor is good. So there is a corrupted character. The Bard is either corrupted or lying. I guess I may as well check 8. Okay, well that's true. So they're pointing at themselves, and if they're lying, they have to be good, and they can't self-report themselves as a witch, because then they would have to be lying. And we also know where the witch is. So basically, this confirms them to be the corrupted character. Now that I'm thinking about it, so they are the corrupted character, which means the bard has to be the liar, because yeah, they can't be corrupted. Two outsiders. A double fortune teller, which is possible. Druid, a double jester. Poisoned or evil. A bombardier. Okay. What do the fortune tellers think about the jester? Do they both believe the same thing? They both believe the same thing. Uh, could still be that one of them is poisoner and the other one is poisoned. Was the jester? You are either evil or corrupted. So, okay, so that's just the bar. The scout therefore cannot be evil because if he's evil, he wouldn't be lying, and that's not possible. Uh, so is the bombardier real? According to the druid, no. It no, but that doesn't work. So the druid effectively has to be corrupted because we need two outcasts. The drunk doesn't copy someone that's out there. So for there to be two copies, why? Could still be three because the poisoner only poisons one. Uh, we would expect one of the jesters to likely be. So check this combination. They're saying one, and they're saying two. So it is five. Successful puppeteer. Cured one corruption. They're still saying they're dizzy. 3 or 8 is the puppet. Well, they're good. Are they corrupted? One is evil, 4 is corrupted. Okay. And the Slayer killed them. And I am. Let's first see what this. Another plague doctor. Okay, so one of the plague doctors is evil. And I am willing to guess that it is 8. Okay. Which means 9 is the puppet. You confirm it. Couldn't kill one. You said you cured one corruption. The puppet does that so often. Because so many roles basically go, oh, the guy next to me is evil, or this person is evil, and since the puppet always speaks the truth, they're so likely to just say, oh yeah, I'm evil, or oh yeah, the guy next to me is evil. It's there's more evils about, but the puppet is quite useful as they are always speaking the truth. 5 on 2. Yeah, that does seem smart move. They say 6 is evil, 2 is corrupted. There a possibility that no. This Plague Doctor cannot be false because the only other possibility is Chancellor. So doppelganger. Okay, so there are 3 outcasts. A bombardier, a double bombardier. Okay, so one of the bombardiers is false. Jester, a wretch, a another dreamer. Okay, well we know the dreamers effectively have to be the doppelganger. Uh, so I would say that's not worth it specifically this time because no, the only thing that could be hiding as a dreamer would be the Chancellor, and which has to be hiding as a bombardier. So we do know both the dreamers will be speaking the truth. Which I use them on the bombardier. If they just say it's a bar, you say it's the Chancellor. Do you believe 4 to be a bar? That's a shame. Okay. That's just unlucky. Slayer on 3. Should probably check if I can confirm the Slayer somehow. So Ba, according to the scout, is 2 from the closest evil. Uh, so the scout isn't the Ba. The dreamer and the jester, which we do know these are both good. So that would basically mean the scout isn't the jester is good. The jester is good. Evil, the scout would have to be evil, which doesn't add up. So the jester has to be good. Player could still be the bar, which I probably would want to be aware of whether they are or not before using them. So, if the scout is the bar, 4 has to be the bombardier. Because it can't be 3 then, because then he would be speaking. Uh, the other option is if the player is the bar, it would proc on the wretch. So, the Slayer is the bar, I would not get information out of it. But if the Scout is the bar, 4 would have to be the Chancellor. So, it is better to use the Slayer on 4 because that actually gives better information. Because killing 3 with the Slayer won't tell me anything. Because that means either the Slayer is the Ba and it told me nothing, um, or if the Scout was the Ba and it is the real Slayer, it couldn't have been 3. So it should be used on 4. Which is correct. So the Slayer is correct. The Scout. This is why I wanted to think about it a little bit further instead of just using it. Because now I knew that using it on the 3 wouldn't have been useful, but on the 4 would have given something away. Poisoner, Slayer, 5 or 8. Okay. Jester, another fortune teller. Okay, but we don't have a doppelganger, so at least one of those is evil. Minion is 1 away from evil. Plague Doctor. Okay, so we know the Plague Doctor is real. Because there's no hidden outcast. Five or 8 is minion according to them. There's also 2 jesters. Okay. So both minions have to be within this group of 4. So only one of the Slayer, Oracle, Knitter, and Poet can be a liar. Um, Minion is 1 card away from closest evil, and there's only 1 pair of evil. Likely that they back each other up. Of course, there could be corruption. I guess let's check the jesters with the fortune teller. You say it is false, which you effectively know that it can't be. But they're also not corrupted, so they're a minion. The Oracle now could have been corrupted. Kind of hard to figure out. But we also know that one of the jesters. Ooh. So for the poets to be the truth, either the knitter or the jester has to be. In which case, at least the jester has to be evil, because if the knitter uh, is evil, the jester has to be evil. There would need to be 2 pairs. So may as well stab the jester. It is the poisoner, which means it is fair to assume the oracle is poisoned and is lying. That could still be evil. There is more corruption. The knitter could still be corrupted. We know the poet isn't corrupted. Uh, the minion is in fact 1 away from the poisoner. Okay. So Oracle is either poisoned or evil, and there's one other poisoned character out there. They are evil. The knitter has to be the poisoned one. Could the knitter be evil? They could be. Because then they would be lying about it. Fortune teller. Okay. Um. Does the jester believe one of the three characters to be? Okay. I'm just gonna check if the poison fortune teller is evil. They are not. So one of those. If the Slayer is evil, work. No, Slayer can't be evil because if they are evil, uh, yeah, because then they're still lying because poisoner. Yeah, but we would expect yet another liar because the plague doctor, and then the jester would be speaking the truth, and the knitter would be. So the Slayer at least can't be evil. Oracle can be evil, at which point the knitter would simply have to be the one lying. Um, if the jester is evil, that is possible. It just means the Slayer won't be able to kill the Oracle. So Slayer on Oracle. Okay, if that didn't work, it would have been the jester. Doppelganger. So 3 outcasts and a Lilith. Slayer, Plague Doctor, Bishop. Or self-report. Can't be evil. Could be corrupted. Check. If that is true, the Slayer should be able to kill. It can. That effectively confirms this entire group. Uh, and means that the Chancellor has to be over here. That's pretty self-confirming. Puppeteer did go off. Believe. You don't believe. There shouldn't be a drunk, so either you are evil. Hey, you are evil. One pair of you. Okay. It's fair to assume that this bombardier is real. Won't act upon it quite yet. Diligent. Do you this woman? Don't. Okay. That confirms that that's not a bombardier. Puppeteer. Only one pair, which, if that is true, yes, those are not evil. Tab. One is a real bombardier. Even counterclock should be equidistant. A knight gem crafter confirming 8, which is another knight. Yet another knight. Jester. A confessor who is outright good. Player. And a plague doctor. Okay. You can kill 3. Kill 3? I can. And you're supposedly not corrupted. Which you are, so the plague doctor is full. Okay. So we know where the corrupted character is. Plague doctor. Are aware of the puppeteer. So either the gemcrafter or the jester has to be the puppet. Then we're still looking for the bar, and effectively those 2 knights have to be double. Yeah, they can't, the bar can't hide as one. Okay. So we know they're good, therefore the gemcrafter is good. Actually no, gemcrafter could still be the puppet. If the jester is the puppet, they should just self-report. Now, that's a different kind of self-report. And we do know that there's a puppet, so the gemcrafter has to be the puppet. Tech doctor, architect, left side, distant, fetch. Fetch is also always good. Lesser is good. Let's check for cabbage. Cabbage. And left side be more. Unlikely. 7 is evil. Okay. So it's evil plague doctor. We know the that the architect has to be evil. They are definitely lying. And they were just drunk. Hard to confirm whether they're lying. Which in Lilith? Christ having 8. Wait. You believe both of them to then this to be true and this to be true. That would have to be equal. In which case there is corrupted. Good. There is in fact corrupted. They're speaking. They're likely speaking. Could still be evil. That does not help. Not corrupted, you say? Okay. How many evils in 0? Okay. 2 corruption. Wretch. And wretch is always good. You could corrupt. In which case, definitely. Okay, now that's. You have to understand how sus that sounds as a message, right? Just. Any reply to that? Or. I see no further reaction, so that does seem just like a bot message. Um, I'll just time them out for now. Okay, so Jester. Is this Jester speaking truth? They are. Okay, so we trust number 9. And we do know that there is a corrupting force. So the Plague Doctor is probably good. 2 evils. One evil. Okay, does me nothing. Dying. I know him to not dying. So 3 cards away from a corrupted. Possible. Closest. Good. Those corroborate. Three cards from. Now, I have a problem believing that. They are calling each other out. So there is a shaman. It is possible 7 is corrupted. We're dizzy. If the bards are called. That's the shaman. Does that up with that? That is indeed Plague Doctor. Which case 5 is 7 is. I knew that. Correct. 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 Left side is more evil. This correct. Correct. So Judge, Bombardier, Knight. Corruption in play. There is a bunch of corruption. 7 or left side is left side. Is that possible? Those can't be the doppelgangers. No, they can because Chancellor. Okay, so it is possible. If that is possible, Fortune Teller effectively would have to Chancellor. I'm gonna make a risky stab. Okay, so that knight is good. It's also not corrupted. That knight is also good. Okay. So left side is not more evil. The only way for that to work is the judge to be. No. What? Oh wait, no, the bombardier could be drunk. I'm missing something. Fortune teller is saying they're not evil, but they are lying. The bombardier has to be evil. Okay. Drunk and both claiming to be the same thing. All the characters in it are good. That's the drunk. The drunk won't copy someone that is already good. Alright. 3 outcasts. No visible outcast. Those are both pointing towards the big. Egg Doctor. Another dream. Possible. You're saying one of them is. Alright. They're both pointing towards the bishop being E. Which? That bishop. Okay, so that's correct. In which case, all of these have to be good. Drunk are. Okay. Knight. And a bombardier, and I double. Drop the judge. Also, the puppeteer is sandwich. Okay. 5 is even. Okay. The Empress, therefore, is good. The Plague Doctor is good. Can and cannot be. Basically, have to. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have been more evil characters. 2 away from closest. 3 away from. 2 is good. 1 pair of evil. Right side is more. These to both be good. 6 would have to be. And it would have to be a doppelganger game. In which case, these two would have to be speaking the truth, which does not add up. There's only 1 pair of evil. They aren't reporting each other. So either one has to be drunk. Okay. You are speaking the truth. Can't be number 1. Can it be? Eeny, meeny, miny, either drunk or. Okay. Well, now you're either drunk or evil, and you're either drunk or evil. Which means I'm gonna believe the numbers. Let's check. Well, it is nearly 5, so I think I'll round it off here. Uh, I think for the rest of the month on Tuesdays I'll do more Demon Bluff. And then when it's like Jingle Jam, I'll see if I can uh sign up for that and do something fun for that. And then Wednesdays will continue with Humble. Well then, for now, uh, bye bye, and I'll either tomorrow or next week. Bye.